Hello, welcome to Mind Doctor. I'm Mahalakshmi Samson. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what we can do, where we can begin when our life feels out of control. Have you ever felt like your life is out of control, even slightly? Not needed that it has to dramatically fall apart or falling apart, but your life can be messy. Your sleep is irregular. Your reactions are sharper than you want. Your plans do not hold. Your energy feels scattered everywhere. You start every day with intention to do really well and live that day, but when you finish that day, you feel that you're left behind and you have not done enough. At that time, you tell yourself, I just need more motivation. But what if the problem is not motivation? What if the problem is missing structure in your life? When life feels chaotic, it is usually not because you are incapable. It is because you're actually operating without clear personal rules. And without rules, every moment in our life becomes a negotiation. And these negotiations begins the moment we wake up in the morning. And it begins something like this. Should I wake up now? Just 5 more minutes. And I'll respond later to that message. I'll eat now. No, I'll skip my dinner. I'll deal with it tomorrow. That constant negotiation actually drains your mind. And slowly you begin to feel out of control. Not because life is impossible, but because nothing is anchored, nothing is actually going your way. And that's real suffocation, right? Many people resist rules because they confuse rules with control. They both are not same. Rules and control are actually different things, two different things. Maybe you grew up in an environment where rules meant restriction, it meant criticism, it meant rigidity. So now any structure for you feels threatening. But understand this very clearly, control actually suffocates, but clarity stabilizes you. And there is a great difference in that. Healthy rules are not cages, but they are agreements with your future self, the one whom you want to become, for whom you're making all the decisions today. So if you decide I will sleep by 10:30 at night, that rule protects your energy. If you decide I will not respond in anger, then that rule protects your relationship. If you decide I will plan my week every Sunday, that rule protects your time. Rules actually reduce chaos and it is your friend. And when chaos reduces, your control returns. So I would like to quote one simple example. There was a youngster whom I was working with, and there was one statement that he was making again and again. And that was, I hate structure. I want freedom. And when we explored more into how his ways of life, right, what came out was his sleep was unstable, his eating was chaotic, his productivity fluctuated, and his emotions were unpredictable, and he called that freedom. But what he was experiencing was instability and not freedom. When he introduced just three small rules, everything changed. The entire game changed. And the three things that was introduced into his life was sleep timing, phone off time, and weekly planning. Within weeks, you'll not believe that he said that I feel lighter. Nothing dramatic changed, but his internal chaos reduced. This is how control returns, not through force, but through definite structure. Now, the psychological truth behind it, if you look at it, freedom without discipline becomes self sabotage, and discipline without flexibility becomes oppression. Right? And conscious structure only creates stability, and stability actually feels like freedom. When you don't have personal rules, you don't govern yourself. You react to circumstances, and reacting constantly feels like losing control. Control is not about controlling others. but it is about governing yourself. And that's how, you regain control. If you feel out of control, don't change your whole life. What I would suggest is just do this one thing. Choose one rule. Just one rule you choose and you need to apply it in your life. And that one rule that protects your peace. Follow it for 30 days. 100% follow it every day, and you commit to yourself that you will follow that one rule. However the other things are going to happen in that day, that one rule you will follow, and follow it for 30 days, not because someone forced you, but because you chose it. That choice builds self trust, and self trust restores control. So if your life feels out of control, it is not because you're weak. It may be simply because you're unstructured. Structure is not restriction, it is actually protection. So I would suggest you and I would invite you to choose your roles consciously. So I invite you to choose your rules consciously before chaos chooses them for you. And if you have been feeling low, overwhelmed, or unable to regulate your life for quite some time, please don't hesitate to seek professional support. There is nothing wrong about it, because taking responsibility for your emotional well being is an act of strength. You're capable of facing life challenges, and you're worthy of living it fully. Thank you. If you like the content in this video, please subscribe and share your insights in the comment section. And I would see you in the next video. Bye.